What up, people? It's your guy, Raymond Lamar Lee. That's one R, two L's. Y'all know how I do. It's R Lamar TV, outside today. And what I'm gonna do today, do an album review. I did a couple album reviews this year. I did To Pimp a Butterfly, and I did Odyssey, The Good Fight. Everybody knows To Pimp a Butterfly is by Kendrick. So today, I'm gonna talk about my man Skyzoo. Got an album out called Music for My Friends. Now, if you don't know who Skyzoo is, man, like, shout out to Sky, man. He replied to my tweet a few weeks ago, and I just think that's really important, man. But shout out to Skyzoo. But if you don't know who he is, man, this cat been around about 10 years, like, and to me, like, he's the dude that's holding down New York. Like, everybody talks about no New York artists, they fell off, but for the last 10 years, this guy named Skyler has been killing it. Solid project. So just kind of doing an artist review too, as well as an album review. But solid projects. I got hip to him being a Little Brother fan. Heard him on a Justice League mixtape, and I thought he was actually part of the Justice League. Then I later found out my homie Figs put me on to Cloud9, the 3-day high. And from then it's been a wrap. Like, cause my dude, like, here's the thing about Sky. Like, I'm a huge Nas and Jay fan. And you know, me growing up in the South, like, and being the age I was hip to, you know, early East Coast hip hop. Because in the South we had to listen to everything, but at one time that was all there was like really East Coast and West Coast. But anyway, Nas and Jay were the kings of the 90s to me, like, hands down. Kings of the 90s were Nas and Jay, and two of the greats of all time. This guy Sky, you can tell, was raised on that same pedigree, man. Like, and he paints pictures like Nas, but's got the elegance and I'm trying not to use the word swagger, but he's got the elegance and finesse of Jay, and the cool of Jay as well. So shout out to Skyzoo, man. This album, Music for My Friends, I love the title, because to me the title said, I don't care about the industry, and Skyzoo never really has. He's always just made creative, dope music. So if you're a fan of the 90s, like, if you're a fan of the 90s, this is the guy that not just brought the 90s into the new millennium, but evolved it. Like, because with Skyzoo, you got a really big sound. Skyzoo really, I know he was on some list for the top, he picks the best beats or some list like that, but like, he really does. And so when you get a feel for his album, Music for My Friends, you get the boom bap feel, but it's bigger. Like, it doesn't sound dated. And I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but hip-hop production has evolved so much, and he's a good indication of how, you know, if you watch his documentaries and stuff, as he worked on Music for My Friends, like, he brought in people to play the horn and live instruments, and I just love the evolution, not just of them singing with him, but his music as well. But Skyzoo, dope, man. Music for My Friends, two words I can think of to describe it: sophisticated art. Like, Music for My Friends sounds like a Spike Lee movie. It really does. I know his last album he had, Spike Lee Was My Hero, but this album's got a Mo Better Blues feel. Like, the scenes where, you know, you're walking, you know, Spike would be walking and they have the, you know, the city in the backdrop. But this has that feel. Skyzoo, very cinematic, very artistic, very creative. So yeah, another classic, man. I don't know where it ranks among his albums. Salvation was unbelievable. Dreams Deferred was crazy as well. It's different than both of those albums. Both of those albums to me are classics. Shout out to Torre. Barrel Brothers to me was the best album of 2014. It didn't get a lot of press because it's not, you know, a mainstream type of album. But yeah, man, shout out Skyzoo. 5-minute review, but Yeah, man. I think he's one of those guys, man. Like, he's in my top 5. Like, and I know like people are real careful about who they put in their top 5, including me, because he's put the time in. He's put in, you know, 10 plus years, and here's something you don't see in 10 years. Like, he actually is getting better lyrically, artistically, album-wise, the way he puts his projects together. Like, you know, the project he did with Illmind, I forget the name of that, but it was straight from the tape cassette or tape deck. But it was dope, man. Like, just everything he does is quality. So shout out to Skyzoo, man. Go get that music for my friends. Download it off iTunes. If you love New York, man, he's that guy. Like, he's New York's hero to me. It's not mainstream. You're not gonna hear him on top 40 radio, but you know, he makes music for his friends, and he, you know, shout out to people just true to the art, man. Lamar TV, man. Hip hop empowerment, man. My name's Raymond Lamar Lee. That's 1 R and 2 L's. And I want to say peace and love. I love you, and I love hip hop. Let's go.